Discover the power of intuition and transform your life choices for the better. Hi, I'm Nancy Freedman, a happiness coach who helps people to find happiness beyond balance. Intuition, that's gut feeling, that's your instinct, it's your spirit talking to you. It's the instinct that drives you forward. It's just knowing the right thing, or the action to take, or the way it should have been. You feel it deep inside. So often we push that feeling aside. We work to think about the logical reason we should be moving forward, and we disregard those feelings. Can you travel back in time to a time where that was the only way you make decisions? Where it felt good and you did it? I have to go way back to my elementary school years to really know that that was my driving force, and that there wasn't another little voice in my head writing the logic and what I should be doing. It's a good thing for us to be able to listen to our instincts, to listen to your heart, to know what your gut's telling you. This is a behavior we want to cultivate. To learn those feelings, to recognize them when they do bubble up. Because so often we reflect back and think, I knew in my gut that I should have, or I could have, and I didn't. It's that regretful behavior that makes us feel conflicted and sad that we didn't move forward the way we really knew we should have. So learning how to listen to those instincts, listening to your heart, going with your gut feeling, those are key pieces to be able to feel the true happiness you get from knowing you did what was the right thing for you at a particular time. So can you remember back in time to that time, whether it was elementary school or high school, when doing the right thing or what your gut was telling you is what you just did? I think back onto the comical times where I went with my gut and I really thought it was the right thing. You know, one of my favorite stories is finding myself at 2 a.m. with a bunch of friends when my curfew was midnight, and commenting on the fact that the clock in the kitchen wasn't telling the right time, and the group laughing at me and telling me that I had just lost track of time. My conclusion, with their help at the time, was to just realize that my parents would be sound asleep by this point, not worrying at all about me. And it was best not to wake them up and to wait until the next morning to touch base. It did really feel like the right thing to do. It was what my gut was telling me. However, in that particular moment in time, it was the wrong thing to do. I should have been listening to my logic, thinking that my parents were high strung and that there's no way they would have gone to sleep without knowing exactly where I was. But clearly, I lived by that. What my heart was telling me, what was the right thing to do. And in that particular scenario, it backfired on me. But boy, did I have fun that night. And I'm not the least bit regretful of going with what was my gut. Although the 7 days of pretty much solitary confinement that followed that experience, I probably could have done without that. But so I'm telling you a story to make it kind of silly, but going with your gut is something that a lot of the time when we're young, we just do it. And as we get older, we forget how to do that. So I challenge you to go back to that feeling of just doing what feels right at the time. You know, it's okay to crank the music up in the car and sing along, even though your kids are in the back seat and think you're crazy. It's okay to dance around while you're making dinner. And it's okay to be silly like a kid. Remember what your gut's saying and let go just a little bit of that adrenaline junkie that loves logic, and see if you can find a little bit of that passion back again. So grateful you're here. Please like, share, and subscribe for more insights on creating happiness beyond balance. Don't forget to visit my website, nancyfreedman.com, for more resources and tools to help you on your journey. Together, we can build a world full of happiness and fulfillment. Thanks for watching. Until the next time.